We are sitting here with the one and only Monty Rock III, and I've had the pleasure of knowing Monty for about 5 years now, and you got quite a unique history behind your name. Why don't you tell the viewers out there who may not know a little bit about you, your name and how it all began?
My name is actually Monti Rock III is my stage name. My real name is Joseph Moses Montanez from the Bronx, Puerto Rican kid, who was a hairdresser in New York City and parlayed that into television. Johnny Carson, 62, Griffin shows, and hit records in the 70s, discotheques, and the Sexolettes. Sold 7 million records. This Saturday Night Fever in 76. Parlayed that into a nightclub career, and just been an incredible career. But my whole life is the 70s. I was like Lady Gaga of my day. I was like the first outly gay performer. It was a different time for us, different dynamic. And at 73, I'm now a Las Vegas columnist. I'm one of the columnists, gossip columnists in Las Vegas, like Perez Hilton, but kinder. I'm not mean in any way. So it's been at this point, I'm doing a new record. I'm trying to create a brand new palette for my life, which is about spirit, going beyond, forgetting my past and going to the future, and trying to teach people that it's about really passion that you have to survive, about my brand. So I've been around a long, long time, almost 50 years in the industry, show business,
And, not a lot of people can say that. You've mentioned you've been on the Merv Griffin show. You've been on a hit movie, Saturday Night Fever, which was a big hit back in the day. One of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
What was it like for you being on the Merv Griffin show? And can you tell us a little bit about your experience with that?
I didn't know the dynamic of television. We have so much TV now. There were only 3 channels, 4 channels. I burst on the scene at a time there was no one like me. In retrospect, there was no one like me. Now you have American Idol. You have all these shows that instant stars. I was never created. I was simply plucked out of hairdressing to become this character. I didn't know what I was selling then. I just knew people were interested in me. So there's a book on Steven Tyler it's called Noise in My Head. He writes about me and Jimmy Morrison. I don't remember much about it. I was just a young kid who didn't know what fame was. I really didn't know. I didn't know television. I didn't feel famous till I had my hit records in the 70s. So it was television, hairdressing, a lot of scandal. I was on drugs and alcohol. I'm sober 18 years. But no, it was a different time for me because I didn't know the dynamic of television or movies, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So growing up in the Bronx, now you said before you got into television and really entertainment, you said you were doing hairdressing. Is that correct?
Society. I was #1 in the world. They called me Brother with a Comb. I was about 18, 19 years old. Saks Fifth Avenue signed me at 20. Went to Europe and changed my name to Monti Crespi. It was really a strange time because I made it up as I went along. I was always bored. I have no discipline. It kept happening. Every time I quit, something big happened. But television was the break. Television, Griffin, Carson adored me, signed me in 62. I say it 80 times. So television was, I don't know if it was a breakthrough because my records were in the 70s. I did Mike Douglas. I did talk shows. I was scandalous in Hollywood. I was put a scandal in Hollywood. I hung out, drank a lot, and people liked me. I worked a lot because people liked me. So I never knew what was next. Mm-hmm. I'm writing a book right now, Bob Crew, the Jersey Boys, about my life story. But I think in terms that someone young, it's about really learning your craft, learning like me differently. By the time I learned what I had to do, it was almost too late. Mm-hmm. But I had a great career because I made it up as I went along. Mm-hmm. I wasn't frightened, scared, or I knew that I was special, mm-hmm. but I didn't know that the public loved me so much. The public kept me alive.
And now you mentioned your love for entertainment and wanting to go into the TV industry. What made that change for you? What besides hairdressing, what made you want to do entertainment so much, or what was the one thing you really enjoyed about it, or still do enjoy?
The fame game. Once you're on TV, you can't go back, baby. One time on Carson, 50 million people watch you. Even if they don't like you, that's an impact on your life. One day you're just a hairdresser with a little bronze. The next day, millions of people are saying you're terrible and and then you're on Carson again. People are writing about you. I'm controversial. I was gay. It was gay before gay was gay. So I was like Lady Gaga, wore makeup and whatever. I was a male model in New York. I had a modeling agency. I don't know. I think at the time, once you have a taste of that bug, it's hard to go back.
And even nowadays, today and age, you mentioned, that you're openly gay, correct? And even nowadays, it's hard to, find a place. Did you find any difficulty with that, trying to find fame or stardom by being openly gay, especially in the Bronx?
I wasn't openly gay. In those years, I always invented a wife. I was bisexual. If you buy me, I was sexual anyway. I had a very incredible life in those days because I knew I was different. I knew in some strange point, I knew there was a calling of some kind. I didn't know the impact that I made till now when all the books are coming out and the films are coming out about me, my life story. I have a hit record coming out. At 73 years old, I have a new record deal. I have incredible. I might have a reality show about what happens at 73 years old. How do you reinvent yourself? For someone like in the film business like you, it's about really applying yourself and learning your craft. I took singing lessons, acting lessons, but it was never my acting or my singing. It was my persona that really made me this character, and I am a character. You know what I mean?
So you mentioned, growing up in the Bronx, your kind of rise to somewhat stardom, your love for entertainment. We've touched upon some of the things you've done throughout your career. What, or if any, is there one particular moment, or just a handful that really stands out as like, wow, the catapult of your career, or one amazing memory that signifies you the most? What would that have to be, growing up in your time and through fame and stardom?
Three things. The first Tonight Show in '62, the impact of my life. My hit record, Discotheque, 7 million records in 1972, 73, 74, and then Saturday Night Fever in 76. You can't buy that this movie is the biggest movie of all time. I'm playing myself. So those are impacts. I did Broadway, but I got fired a lot. I got a lot of scandal in my life. I've been married, I've been divorced, I've had 22 lovers, I've had a strange life. But I did it in front of the camera, I was not afraid of my world, you know what I mean?
And can you tell the viewers a little about, because that was a hit movie, like we mentioned before, Saturday Night Fever. Just exactly tell us about that. What was that experience like, and how exactly did you land that role?
I was in Mexico, as I remember correctly, actually indicted for murder, if you want to hear, but not convicted. I didn't kill anybody, but somebody died in one of my pools. And somebody called me, a friend of mine, Freddie Gershon, my best friend, and asked me, do you want to do the movies? I said, I need $11,000 or something like that. And I didn't know it was Saturday Night Fever. I didn't know. It was a low-budget film. But the impact of that movie still resonates today. I still get paid. I still do conventions. It's like being Butterfly McQueen and Gone with the Wind. The film still has an impact in my life. At the time, you don't know, unless you're a liar. I can't believe I'm still in that film.
Wow, and like you said, at the time, did you know, or it seems like you didn't, that how much of an impact exactly that film would have, especially in American society?
No, because I left the film and I went to Florida and I opened a nightclub. No, I don't know. You don't know the impact. I'm very honest. It was a low-budget film. Nobody knew, except John Travolta, who is the richest man, one of the nicest people I met in show business. He liked me and helped me, tried to help me.
Okay, so it seems like you enjoyed your time working with Mr. Volter. What was that like, and how was that experience? Was it good working with him, or?
He was a kid. Yeah, I was the old diva. I was the old movie star. I was the has-been movie star then. I was like a recording star, and he was very, very kind to me. Really kind, helped me. Looping. He took me to California. He really was and is one of the gentlest, classiest people I ever met in showbiz. That's from the bottom. John Travolta is a real gentleman.